The burning wolfing comes crashing down in the midst of its following pack members, setting fire to 4 of their numbers. A collective howl arises, a head is shrieking filled with fear, anger, and pain. For a few moments the pack is thrown into turmoil, but this panic does not last, and with renewed tenacity they soon come sweeping across the bridge towards you.
Bark, 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 bark. Seriously, we just set fire to your leader.
Yep. You unsheath your weapon and urge your frightened horse along the track. As you reach the perimeter of the conifer coppice, the leading wolf creature draws alongside and begins to claw and bite at your steed's flanks. Swiftly you lash out left and right in an attempt to cut them down before they can drag your shrieking horse to the ground. You are now fighting the Hounds of Bikak. And we got a picture. Yeah, these are the Hounds of Bikak.
That's kind of adorable. Do we have a dog biscuit for them?
If you don't defend yourself, you will become the dog biscuits.
Yeah, I think we are the dog biscuit. But seriously, at least we set their leader on a tour of the stars.
Yeah.
Here
Should I roll the die?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, by the way, they are immune to all forms of psychic attack except Kai Surge and Kai Blast.
This is starting to become a thing, isn't it?
And
Anywho, 8.
So that would mean you have 46 combat skill, right?
Yeah, 46.
Okay, and you said 8. Didn't you?
Yeah.
Right. You lash out with your horse and decapitate a couple of the wolf-like beasts. But the pack keeps on. They're not going to give up their prey that easily. Roll the die.
Okay. 2.
Right, they jump up on all sides, and you find it hard to defend yourself at all angles. Your legs are bitten, and your shins are torn, and your hips are slashed, and you lose 4 endurance points. You kick one of the mugs in the face and breaks the neck of another with a fierce blow from your other boot. Your horse tramples one.
Good horsey.
What's your life, by the way?
Our life is currently at 18.
Huh. Okay. You need a roll a die.
9.
Okay. You deliver a couple of sweeping blows that kill several of the creatures. The pack bounces back, surprised and momentarily overcome with fear, before they ferociously growl and charge again. Roll the die.
2.
Right. With renewed ferocity, they jump in there and try to drag you down to the ground. One launches itself and bites deep into your shoulder, trying to drag you off the horse. It's painful, but you manage to gut it. You lose 4 endurance points. Roll the die.
Bad doggies.
9.
Right. You roar ferociously and swing your blade around, kick, and have your horse stampede what you can. You are doing quite a bit on that number, but there's still a couple of left.
Come on, we need a good number. Enough with this horsing around.
Dish.
7.
Right. One last wolf manages to bite you in the foot. You lose 1 endurance point before you slice the beast in 2. You have 1.
Ow, you goddamn mutt! Have a sword to the brain.
You fight with a devastating speed and skill that only a kite grandmaster possesses. Despite the overwhelming odds against you, you succeed in defeating every last one of these vicious hounds. As the last one falls to your blows, you urge your horse away from the coppice and set off along the river track to skate. On returning to the Lucky Bucket Inn, you break the news of your encounter at Castle Trainiers to the remaining 5 troopers. It comes as a shock, both to them and to the innkeeper, who fears for the safety of the real Knight Trainiers. "I haven't seen him in the town for near on a week," he says, anxious, rubbing his many chins. "We had no inkling that something bad was happening up there at the castle. It's right put the shakes up me, can tell you." In the warm comfort of the inn, you use your healing skills to mend the Lord Constable's injuries. He's carefully testing his weight on his newly mended ankle when suddenly there's a commotion outside in the street. An angry mob of hard-faced men, many clutching torches, staves, and coils of rope, are marching down the cobbled avenue towards the inn. "Hang the Telestrian thieves!" they shout. "String up the murdering swine!" "What's going on? Who are these men?" asks Nafor. The innkeeper's face turns white and begins to tremble with fear. I don't rightly know," he stammers. "I ain't never seen him before. They're not from these parts. We never had no quarrel with Telestria. We've always been our friends." Suddenly a chunk of cobblestone smashes through a window and an angry cry arises from the mob. "Come out, you Telestrian dog! Come out or we'll burn you out!" Nafor calls everyone to the rear of the inn where a passage leads directly to the stables. "I fear this is some kind of crude ploy to murder you, Grandmaster," he says. "If you are to stand any chance of reaching your homeland, you must continue your journey at once. I and my men will do what we can to hold this mob at bay, but you must leave now and you must go alone." Another window shatters and a burning brand is hurled into the inn. "Very well," you reply uneasily. "I shall leave at once." After bidding a hurried farewell to the Lord Constable and his men, you take a fresh horse and leave the inn by a door at the rear of the stables. Some of the mob have gathered in an adjoining alleyway, but aided by your camouflage skills, you evade these bloodthirsty thugs with ease. Keeping to the smaller alleys and passages, you make your way across gate unseen and then head north towards the open plains. You ride all night using your infravision to help guide your horse through the lush grasslands and keep watch for the potential dangers. As the hours slip past you cannot help but think about Nathan and his men of his troops. They are risking their lives by staying behind as bait for the mob. You admire their courage and it strengthens your resolve to return home to the Summerlund. Should the Lord Constable and his men have to pay for your escape with their lives, then you are determined that the sacrifice shall not be a wasted one. During your long night ride, you must eat. So, yeah, I guess you just ride by and pick up a rabbit or a bird or something on the way and just sculpt it down.
Or maybe you just, mind command a bird to fly down towards your throat.
No, but you don't have animal mastery.
Oh. Then I have no idea what happens.
Yeah, but I guess it means that Lone Wolf didn't get to sleep this night either.
Right.
In the twilight before dawn, you catch sight of the river Keenam, less than a mile away to the west. You scan the surrounding landscape and note several small tracks, which leads to a tiny farmstead dotted around the vast plain. Converging at a hamlet which nestles in the bend of this great river. During the past hour, your horse has developed a slight limp, and a cursory look at his affected leg reveals that he has thrown a shoe. You know that unless you replace the missing shoe, and soon he will be too lame to carry you further. Reluctantly, you decide to enter the hamlet and go in search of a blacksmith. A signpost at the entrance to the hamlet announces its name, Kalma. It is a quiet, sleepy sort of place that in many ways reminds you of Daeg, the Sumlending village where you were born and where you spent your early years. Near the center of this humble village, you discover a smithy where, even at this early hour... What?
Lone Wolf is from a village called Daeg.
Daeg.
Yeah, I can see where Givinia is going with this, and it is somewhat fitting when you think about it. But yeah.
Near the center of this humble village, you discover a smithy where, even at this early hour, you can hear the sound of a hammer beating iron. You tether your horse to a rail alongside a moth-eaten old donkey and call out for the blacksmith. "Hey there," comes the curt reply. On entering, you discover a tall, broad-shouldered man clad in a leather apron, busily shaving a horseshoe on an anvil. "My steed has teared a shoe," you say. "Can you replace it?" "Hey," he says without bothering to look up from his work, "but it'll cost you 20 loon, in cash and in advance, if you please."
Let me see if we have that. No, we only have 5 loon. Does he take gold coins or kika?
How come you only have 5 loon?
I don't know.
Wait, there was a whole accident with something dropping out of a backpack, but I don't know.
I just could have sworn you had more, but maybe you deposited at some point.
Well, regardless, 5 is all we have.
No, okay. Lacking cash, you decide instead to try to barter with the blacksmith in return for his service. You offer him a choice of any item in your backpack, and after some initial reluctance, he decides to accept. Rana, could you tell me what was in your backpack, like going from top to bottom?
Alright. The belt pouch, 25 out of 50
The
coins.
backpack.
Okay, backpack. Sorry. What's under special items? Backpack, 10 out of 10 items plus 2 meals. Rope, 1. Potion of Lamsburg, 1. Potion of Aletha, 0.
Then he takes... Wait, what?
Hold on, did I? Oh damn, I must have forgotten to remove that. Hold on.
Also, you do know that the 2 meals are counted as 2 items, right?
Yes, I took that into consideration.
Then... Okay, so there's no potion of Aletha. What is there instead?
There's the ball of string. Yeah, fat chance.
Well, didn't you throw that
Didn't we
away?
drop that?
Yes.
Oh, hold on, let me see. Okay, it's just because I did not remove it from that one. I have 2 lists of items, but yeah. Wait, I already have taken. I have taken care of it. I just
Okay,
forgot
so
to
from
delete
top
the
to
snake.
bottom, read the list again.
Okay. Rope, potion of Lanspur, lantern.
He takes your lantern then.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he was gonna take one of our meals.
Nope, he takes the 3rd item.
Oh.
Alright, he's danger, he says, tossing the item on a bench at the rear of the smithy. Leave you horse outside and come back an hour. I'll have it done by then. The sun is now above the horizon and this hamlet is slowly stirring to life. You decide to while away the next hour or so by looking around its simple shops and riverside stores. One building in particular catches your eye. It is a hall perched precariously on the end of a wide wooden jetty. You can hear an old man's voice trailing from its open doors, answered by the occasional murmur of the crowd. Inside you discover a wizened old cleric administering to a sick woman whose head is swathed with bandages. The cleric is attempting to cure the woman of her ills by laying on his hands, but the pressure is simply making the pain and head feel worse. Charlatan, mumbles one of the onlookers. Oh, fake, whispers another. The aged cleric hears the dissenting voices and he becomes flustered. Although he may be an incompetent as a healer, you sense that he's a good man at heart and so decide to save him from the disgruntled crowd, who look as if they are on the brink of throwing him in the river at any moment. Hold, good brother, you say, moving swiftly through the crowd to the small stage on which he and the bandaged woman are standing. You should not be placing your hand upon this woman's head. Surely the source of her pain stems from her aching heart. And with this, you take hold of the man's hand and place it on the woman's chest. Her first reaction is one of shock and she starts to pull away, but when you transmit your own healing powers through the cleric's hands and into her body, the pain in her head suddenly vanishes. A smile of pure joy lights up her face, and hurriedly she strips off her bandages. "He should be praised," she cries. "I'm cured! I'm completely cured!" Lone Wolf, Faith Healer.
That's one thing. Another thing is, aren't they gonna expect him to be able to do it again?
Yes.
Yeah.
This was incredibly stupid, wasn't it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The
It was
wo-
something I would have done, though. Admittedly.
But according to Lone Wolf, the guy honestly thought that if he called upon the gods, he could eventually do something. It would eventually do something. You, just as an intermediary between the gods and men, help things along. I guess. I don't know. It seems like this will just end up going bad the next time the guy tries it, but what do I know? I'm not a Kai Lord. The woman reaches to her purse and counts out 40 silver loon into the cleric's trembling hands, and all the while she praises him loudly for taking the pain from her head. The cleric, whose name is Matho, sheepishly accepts her generous donations. Then quite suddenly he's swamped by the crowd of onlookers who all rush the stage at once. Each one waves a money purse and demands that he cure them as well. The frail old man is in a danger of being crushed to death until you rescue him from this agitated crowd.
Seriously, cure them of what?
Everything.
Sneezing?
Everything. Once safely outside, he offers you all of the women's donations, for he knows only too well that it was your healing abilities which cured her, and not his own. Do you wish to accept?
Nah. Need to keep it.
Yeah, let him keep it. Maybe he can get some classes somewhere on how to heal people.
Yeah, indeed. Give him a good education.
Fair enough. Where are you bound for, stranger? He asks. To east. The east, you reply. That's where I journey from. Perhaps I can offer you a word of caution, eh? There's plague in the Stormlands this year. You would be well to avoid the region if you can. If you can't, well, this potion will protect you. I can at least guarantee that. The old cleric pulls a small flask from his pocket and offers to you. Do you wish to accept it?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Okay, it's a backpack item called Matho's Potion.
Let us see.
Then the old cleric accompanies you back to the blacksmithy, where he too is having his mount reshoed. You collect your horse, and he collects his ragged old mule. Then you bid each other good luck and farewell before going your separate ways.